Mike, that beard is fucking
I mean,
amazing.
I mean,
Oh
it's
my God.
it's getting pretty good. I'm getting the gray in there too.
That well, see, I got a couple grays and like I just shaved mine down because it doesn't like if I had a good patch right here, I got like 6 or 7. But if I had a
Yeah.
good patch, I would let it come in.
See, like underneath, that's where all the good is. That's where I keep all the salt for this pepper. Yeah.
Oh man, you're just embracing the middle age.
Well, fuck, dude. I mean, well, look at what I got going on up here. I don't have
Hey,
that Matt Santos hair.
I got the
It's
hat
just
for
just
a
growing.
reason. I got the hat for the reason.
So Mike, is that like just that's as far as it goes, or are you maintaining that?
My hair?
Yeah.
No, it grows out and like it. I mean, it just looks stupid because like it's all thin up here and like
Yeah.
just it's just so it's just easier like if I just keep it short up top and then I'll put like a little fade on it, but everyone ignores that because they just look at this big fucking beard that I've got. So it just kind of it's a good
so
distraction from everything else.
so
Yeah.
reality hit me the other day at the tryout for the eighth graders, right? I'm not gonna say who it is. Matt, Mike, you both know whose son this is. I'll tell you in the break.
All right.
But so, anyways, he was like, "Oh, coach, you got to be like 25, 24 years old." And I'm like, "Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah." Then he asked me to dunk. And I went up and I did it. Hurt hella bad, but I did it.
Hmm.
Dunk goes in. My hat comes off. And he's like, "Oh, yeah, coach, you might be old." I was like, "Oh my God." He killed me, man.
So you
The,
keep your hat on like all the time at school, I'm guessing.
Oh, pretty much like 100.
Yeah.
Well, and even if I don't, it's hella hot outside, so I'm gonna get hella burnt. It's the
Yeah.
worst.
There's like
Oh,
there's no more like clear giveaway that you are old than when you take the hat off and it's just, there's just not much going on up top.
I mean, but then the camera flips over to Matt, and then you see
Yeah.
the goddamn
Yeah.
soccer. He literally has the I announce MLS games haircut.
Oh, he does have a good announcer cut. That's a good look.
No, this girl I work with, I think she's 25, and she's like, "How old are you, Matt?" I'm like, "How old do you think I am?" She's like, "I don't know, 27, 28." I'm like, "Well, I'm
Good for you.
37, but that's still really good to hear."
Oh man, f off! You're 2 years older than me. How does that hair work? I don't understand it.
I mean, that's a gift from the gods.
Uh,
I think that's really the only way to explain it.
it
I know
has to
my
be.
my son Troy took. I don't think he got his first haircut until like 21 months.
Yeah.
So maybe it's just on the back end. It's good.
Yeah. I mean, it's gotta, yeah, you gotta grow into it, I guess. Yeah. Uh,
Welcome to the Raymond Podcast. I'm Jarrell Nightshed. With me tonight, I have Matthew Santos in San Antonio, Texas.
Last recording that we did was October 23rd, 2023. So,
Jeez.
Hey, we're checking back in. Checking back in.
yeah.
That's all I know.
Yeah.
Also with me tonight, I have Michael Rowland in Denver, Colorado.
Well, I spent the last year growing my beard out, so that's the biggest update.
At this point, look at it like season breaks. This was our season
Yeah.
break. We took a whole year off. It'd be like
No,
that
no, no,
sometimes.
no. We'll call it our Ben Simmons break.
No, no,
Wait,
you
wait,
know what? We came back sooner than Invincible came back for season 2. I'll tell you that much.
there's that.
Because
Wait,
we're
so
getting paid like
what
Ben
are the
Simmons.
what do the rich kids call when they take a year from like after high school and they just go to Europe for a
A
year?
sabbatical. We
No, that's a
took a
gap year. It's a gap
sabbatical.
year.
Gap year. Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Uh,
took a
but
yeah.
Isn't a sabbatical when you are fired without being fired?
No, a
Ooh.
sabbatical is when you're like having a mental breakdown as a professor and you need to take a year off to go away and like find yourself in like Timbuktu and come back.
Yeah.
So
Well,
so
that was me.
I start a company, run it for 10 years, and then go blow my money for 3 more years, and then come back with my CEO intact. Okay, gotcha.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what it is.
Yeah. That's basically what happened here.
All right, so some quick reviews. We'll go through some quick news real quick. Go around the table. Is this week 7 already? 6. We're in week 6 of the NFL.
No, it's week
No,
7.
this is week
Yeah.
7. Yeah.
So we're in week 7. What are your guys' week 7 early NFL thoughts already? Matt, we'll start with you, bro.
I mean, early. We're like halfway through. So we'll just go quick through the Chargers. It's the most stress-free Charger season I've had in many years because it's gonna be good. Just got to give Jim Harbaugh, who I've always hated. I mean, he's incredible now. Just give him some time, get his culture in there. Like anything we win this year is gravy. But besides that, I mean, the Chiefs are still the Chiefs. I don't know. Are you guys annoyed by everybody that like posts the NFL scripted, everything's for the Chiefs to win? Does that annoy you guys?
No, it all comes full circle when it comes to that. I mean, they'll get some great calls early on, and then they'll get some shitty calls against someone else, and then they'll say that it was scripted, that they were meant to lose that game. Like it's all human error. It's all bullshit. Like
We might be the most pro Pat Mahomes group of football fans there are.
At this point, I have a checklist in my mind of what makes a good NFL team that can win the Super Bowl, right? And it goes special teams. Can you defend on special teams well? Check. And it goes defense. Do you have a good defense? Check. And it goes offense. Can you have a serviceable offense? Check. Then it goes, do you have Pat Mahomes? And then
That's what it's looking like.
if you have that check, you have a chance to win the Super Bowl. It's just that simple to me in the NFL right now.
or if you average 275 yards rushing a game. I mean, that's worked out pretty well for the Ravens so far.
Oh my God. So see that is the one thing. Are Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry the biggest cheat code? I know on Madden, I'm killing on Madden if I play with the Ravens right now.
I haven't played Madden since Richard Sherman was on the cover, so I couldn't attest to that. So,
But put yourself in the simulation, Matt. If you were to play Madden, could you imagine something even? Would you put that up to like when Tom Brady and Randy Moss were together? Would you put it on that same level? Because I mean that's like peak, right? That's a peak offense that is just damn near unstoppable.
Yeah, that's fine. Maybe Michael Vick when he was on the cover.
And he had Peerless Price that just ran a 4-2 down the sideline.
Could never catch him.
No,
He was
not
just
at all.
unstoppable. He was unstoppable.
So frustrating. Derek would just roll out to the left and send Peerless Price, and then work done in the fucking. And you're like, come on, man. What do you do?
Unstoppable.
it is weird. We're 6 weeks in. I still don't feel like we know much. Like, are we really buying the Vikings at 5-0?
No.
I don't know. Are the Bengals way better than their record? Are the Ravens way better than their record? I still feel like we don't know much, but we're nearly halfway. The extra week does make the season feel a lot longer.
Matt, let me tell you, I just gave you the cheat code. I gave you the checklist. And then what's the bottom of the checklist?
Oh, so it's just Mahomes is going to repeat this year? Okay.
It's Jordan. At this point, he is Michael Jordan of the NFL, man. I don't know what else to say. They just win. And they get their calls from the refs, everything. Like it is one of those Jordan type things.
So are you going to predict that Pat Mahomes this offseason, after he wins his third ring, he's going to take like 2 years off to go to the PGA Tour?
You know what? He might go play baseball.
I mean, he was actually good at baseball.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but he's got to pivot a little bit. You can't just go straight with what MJ did.
Golf, you know what? I've been to the Tahoe Classic, the little golf tournament.
He's good.
He's solid. He is.
I mean, he's
solid.
he's not PGA Tour good, but
he would be Michael Jordan trying out for baseball on the PGA Tour.
He'd go on like the Corn Ferry Tour or something like that, or go play in New York a little bit. Or something.
That is.
What about the Live Tour?
Liv
go.
Would give him a bag. Liv would give him a crazy bag. If he were just like, I'm going to go play baseball tomorrow, he would get paid.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's go back to more.
Yeah, okay, Mahomes. Okay, so we got the Chiefs winning the Super Bowl. Cool.
Do you give anyone else a shot?
Oh, I think so. I guess I'm more hoping that the Ravens and Lamar Jackson make some noise, at least make the AFC Championship.
Mm-hmm.
The NFC, who the hell knows? I mean, like I said, are we really buying any of the NFC North teams, which all could make the playoffs? we really buying them?
I honestly kind of like the Packers. I don't know why, but they won without their quarterback. That means you have a good roster. You at least have a good roster. The quarterback came back and he played well, and the team picked it up. I don't know. I don't know why, but I have faith in the Packers.
Well, this will be interesting because they're playing the 5-1 Houston Texans this week. So we'll see who's for real and who's not.
Well, you know, CJ's my guy, so
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean,
you are about CJ.
Now, do you give them a shot though against the Chiefs? I don't.
I don't know.
no,
I
not at
don't.
all.
I really don't. Like Buffalo, no. Green or Houston, no.
So let me
Cincinnati,
ask you.
no.
Let me ask you. The AFC. I feel like whoever comes out of the AFC is going to win the Super Bowl this year.
You think so?
I kind of think so because their top 3, 4 teams are way better, I feel like, than anybody in the NFC.
It's
I don't. I 100%
unless-
disagree with that. I think Detroit is absolutely on that level.
So you get
Like
Detroit, and then you
yeah.
need the Niners to get their shit together. And then those two teams are formidable. But everyone else feels kind of fraudulent to me.
Well,
Yeah,
let me
I
ask
could see
you,
that.
in the AFC, this Devontae Adams trade, does this matter at all to the AFC standings?
No, the Jets suck. They're awful. Like this does absolutely nothing to their offensive line. Doesn't give Aaron Rodgers an extra half a second to make the right throw. No, they're awful. They're a shit
Okay.
show.
Okay, I'm glad that it wasn't just me then, because I was about to come in here and just go off about how I thought this was the dumbest thing that I've seen in the NFL so far.
Well, I'm intrigued enough to really want to watch the Jets this week.
Well, yeah, but do you have a good feeling about it? Do you think it's going to work out well for them? I mean, it's a nothing
The
to me.
AFC West is bad, or I'm sorry, the AFC East is bad. So they could easily sneak in there in the AFC East. I don't think the Bills are that good. I know they just got Amari
Buffalo's
Cooper.
4-2.
So
Buff-
let me ask you, what's more likely?
Got 11 games left, Michael.
Well, I know, but they have a 4-game advantage on them right now.
The Jets have only won one. Jesus Christ.
2-4 versus 4-2.
So I didn't even realize how bad the Cowboys lost because I stopped paying attention when it was like 31-9.
Awful.
And then like a week the next day, like, oh, they lost 47-9. I was like, holy shit, okay.
And that doesn't even show like how disrespectful the game was because Detroit was they tried 3 different times to get an O lineman a touchdown. That's 3 different.
That's what Dominique Foxworth said. He was like, you don't practice much in the NFL anymore. And the fact that you practice putting in offensive linemen scoring plays just because you knew the Cowboys were that bad.
And they had multiple opportunities to put those plays in like into the game. It was bad. It was terrible.
While we're shitting on the Cowboys, can we talk about Jerry Jones throwing a little bit of a fit on the radio today?
I don't know why he does that. I don't know why he has this weekly spot. Nothing good can come from it.
It's like, dude,
does he kind of come off as like discount Vince McMahon a little bit?
Yeah. I could see that.
Like big discount, obviously, but
yeah, for sure. Hopefully a very big discount.
And hopefully he didn't give it his life rights to Netflix either.
Yeah.
Man,
so the Jets are 2-4, so they're 2 games back. We got 11 games left. There's so much football left. It's like it feels like we know more about the AFC, less about the NFC. I don't buy. Like I said, I like the Lions. I still think the Niners are one of the top teams. The Bears are Caleb Williams is the best quarterback. Will be the best quarterback in Bears history. Correct?
Oh, by
he already
far.
is. He already
2
is.
weeks in. 2 weeks in.
Yeah, he's already better than Rex Grossman.
The Bucks, probably the 3rd best team in the conference.
Yeah. I'll give
Is
it
that
to
a
them.
hot take?
No, they're 4-2. I mean, their offense has been unstoppable except for I think a couple weeks, but it's been fun so far. I have 0 expectations for what's going to happen, but it's been fun. He's been a delight. He's been a treat. So I'm happy with him.
Here's something weird. I feel like I'm more bullish on Danny Dimes and more bearish on Jalen Hurts. Just from what I've seen this year.
Yeah. Well,
because Malik Neighbors has been that dude for the Giants.
But it's Danny Dimes in a contract year. I mean, we saw it before. he looked good, and then
No, I'm
got
not. I'm
paid.
not saying he's better than Jalen Hurts, but I just have no confidence in Jalen Hurts. Has gone back to the very middle of the pack as far as quarterbacks go, and I
Yeah,
mean, just at the beginning of last year, if you listen to our previous pod, he was like the best quarterback in the NFC.
but he's been figured out. I mean, he can't throw over the top, and so you just bring the safeties down, and you just give him pressure. Don't let
I
him run.
kind of
Try to
feel
contain him. It's pretty
so.
simple.
So I think what happened this week with Nick Sirianni and the fans, I think it's more emblematic than anything. I don't
When
think
they barely
Jalen
finish the sentence when they barely beat the Browns at home.
exactly. So
Yeah.
I don't think Jalen Hurts is that bad. What I think it is him and Nick Sirianni don't see eye to eye. And Jalen Hurts is whatever it is, it's messing him up. And the coach is pretty fucking bad, man. Like, I don't know what it is. The team is so good that they just won't lose. But if you think about his clock management and everything else, he is a horrible coach.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I'll give him that. Like he's not the best coach in the world. He's definitely not the worst Eagles coach I've ever seen.
If you bring in Bill Belichick into the situation, what happens here?
Well, probably nothing. I just
What?
don't think. I don't. I really don't think the Eagles are that great of a roster. I think that they're very top heavy. They've shown that as soon as AJ Brown is out, their offense just falls apart. It's very simple. It's very easy to figure out. It's not a very complicated offense that they're running. That's why you're not getting a lot of sense with Jalen. Not getting a lot of success with Jalen Hurts. Sure, put it on Nick Sirianni, put it on the OC, put it on whoever. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's just there's a lack of skill set with the arm strength on Jalen Hurts that just can't really get over that hump. I mean, and that's okay. You can run an offense with him, and he can be a serviceable quarterback. But when you can't throw deep, you can't throw deep. And if the defense knows that, you're kind of fucked.
Okay, let's pivot to Deshaun Watson. Okay, can we think of any example in sports history to where somebody's so promising? We're talking like number one pick in a fantasy draft. Like if you were going to build your team around, he was that guy going into his contract and everything, to all of a sudden just being a complete zero.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think of.
He just got crossed up by Luca yesterday.
I can't with you. I can't.
Like, am I wrong? I mean, like, what is the difference between what happened with Deshaun Watson and Ben Simmons like on the field? Not all the nonsense outside, but like
It is about equal. It is about equal. The way that they both have just broken down mentally is insane. It's insanity.
Yeah.
It makes no sense whatsoever.
And like with Ben Simmons, he had injuries that you could point to, I guess. Same with Deshaun Watson, but I mean, like Terrell said, it's all mental. Like the physical abilities have not gone anywhere. They haven't, it's not like they had like a major injury that just completely, ruined their spark.
Do you think Deshaun Watson looks the same? Because he was a very sick athlete.
No, but when you don't play for 3 years, you're going to look that way for a long, long time. It takes a lot of energy to get back into game shape.
On top of that, he had that semi-suspension from the NFL, but he had surgery in that between time, and he'd already had 3 ACL surgeries at Clemson, and then he had another one in the NFL. So,
did that ruin his shoulder too?
No, but it limits them. I mean, you got a point. I feel you. But the knee surgeries, the knees are important. Yeah.
I cannot fathom being a Browns like it. It's not as bad. Okay, in the moment, we're saying strictly in the moment, it's not as bad as the Red Sox trading Mookie Betts. But hindsight, it's just as bad. Okay.
Oh, it's worse. I think it's
worse.
worse.
So when it was first, if you were getting Houston Texans Deshaun Watson, you do that 100 times out of 100, right?
So
sure.
I put it in our group
but you
chat.
don't.
I put it in our group chat, and Willie says the Bryce Young trade is worse than this trade.
Maybe. It could be. It absolutely could be.
You think because look, Bryce Young, they've already benched his ass.
So
Yeah, but
even just take out Bryce Young. Like don't even look at Bryce Young. Just the fact that their pick is the one that drafted Caleb Williams.
Yes. Yes. That's and Caleb Williams, he started out shaky, but he's looking all right.
He's going to be just fine. He's going to be just fine. But then you add in everything else that goes along with it. That not only was Caleb Williams drafted with that pick, but then you have nothing else worked with it. None of it worked, and it was just a complete and utter failure for the Panthers. And they're going to have to eat that for a while. They're going to have to eat that for a long time. But I think this Deshaun Watson trade really derailed a Super Bowl contending roster and turn it into shit for a decade plus. That
because
fucked them.
Your boy Baker is baking right now. Matt, I know you don't like it, but Baker is baking, boy. He's baking.
Let's go.
I mean, be more clever about it. He's baking. Come on,
man. We've been baking for 4 years now. Let's do this.
That was the most dismissive shit I've ever seen him.
Has he? He hasn't been on the Bucks for 4 years, has he?
No, but Darrell and I have been saying that he's been baking for 4 years.
Oh, shit. Okay, whatever.
I was with Baker when he was with the Browns. Like I get why they got rid of him, but like
for some context, ladies and gentlemen, today I made Matt aware of Baker Mayfield's MVP chances, and he was not happy about it.
I just said he doesn't have the legs for the whole season.
Bro, he's been putting up top 5 quarterback numbers.
All I know is on DraftKings, they're giving my man Baker some goddamn respect.
Okay, enough. Okay, so real quick, we're on the Deshaun Watson thing.
Sure.
Mike, what was the cap penalty for Russell Wilson on the Broncos?
Like 84, I think it was.
So is that greater than what Deshaun Watson's would be?
No, Deshaun Watson's, if they cut him, it's going to be 100. I think it's like 120.
So I'm saying finish this year and then cut him.
Same. So next year it's going to be more if they. I think it's something crazy like 130, 140 mil against the cap.
So the only way they would do that is if they brought in like a Sean Payton caliber coach, right?
So the only way that I've actually heard that they could do this is they would have to find a suitor that they would trade Deshaun Watson and a first and a second or first and a third or something like that for absolutely nothing. And then it would only be an $82 million cap hit against the Browns.
I'm more speaking because for you to even do that, like Sean Payton's got a long leash in Denver to do all the things he wants.
Yeah.
The Browns would have to basically go get Belichick and say, hey, you got 8 years to get this shit together.
Whoa. They already have a 2-time coach of the year, don't they?
Who is their coach right now?
Kevin Stefanski?
Oh, for fuck's sakes. Okay.
Like,
is he really 2-time coach of the year?
What are we talking about here? He is a legitimate head coach. Like, this isn't someone that's just like they scraped up off the street.
Is he really 2-time coach of the year?
Yeah.
Oh, shit, really?
My man got the playbook. My man got the playbook.
He is not the problem. Like, bringing in a tenured head coach isn't going to fix anything. It's like I think like I really think the only way to get out of it is you have to beg Carolina to take a couple of first-round picks from you, and they can take Deshaun Watson.
Oh, fuck me. I guess so. You're right. Okay. I didn't realize he won it twice.
Yeah. Like, he's a legit head coach. Like, if they fire him, fuck me. I'll take him.
Well, then forget everything I just said. Okay.
But no, I'm telling you, legitimately, the only way that the Browns can get out of the situation is if they find someone dumb enough to take him on and will be accepting of the multiple first-round picks that they would have to receive. Besides that, they have to eat it for 3-4 years now.
Yeah.
So we're really hoping for that expansion team, huh?
No, what they're really hoping for is some more allegations to come out, and then as soon as he gets convicted of one of those, then he's gone.
Whoa. And see, that's why you heard some rumblings earlier this year.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't even think it's conspiracy anymore. I think it's just kind of pretty understanding that the Browns want to get rid of him, and so they will do whatever they need to do to get rid of him, because that's a multi-billion-dollar organization. I don't think that they're going to be cool with being mediocre for the next 10 years.
Sounds like an OnlyFans request.
All right, before we move on to the main event today of our NBA topic, college effing football. Let me tell you, NCAA came back this year, and I have been so hyped for football all season long. Please, someone tell me your favorite story of the NCAA season so far.
Oof.
All it took was a fucking video game to bring me back. It's crazy.
I mean, Deion's for real. I'll give him that. I'll give him those roses. Like I was definitely on the fence about it. I thought that they were just kind of, I thought they were going to do the same thing they did last year. Now they're playing really well, and it's really kind of a breath of fresh air to see that they're actually playing well and they're not falling apart.
And if their best two players on offense didn't get hurt their best two players on offense and their Heisman defensive back didn't get hurt.
They lost 4 receivers in the same game against Kansas State. I mean, like, you can't come back from that. And so, like, I don't put that as a big loss or anything. I think they're doing just fine. And so if that's been so far my biggest thing, obviously, because it's a local thing for me out here, that it's getting.
You got to go to a game. You got to go to a game just so you can see like The Rock walking on the sideline.
Oh, those tickets are nuts. Like, I mean, it's $200 for like a shitty seat, and it's just we'll see. I'll try to get out there.
So the first thing that was, I guess, really, really.
I'm gonna time out you for a second, since you're the only one that went to a Power 4 school. How does it feel that Florida just fucking sucks right now?
I work there. I'm not a Gator alumni. That'd be way cooler. I don't know, man. So I was there 14, 15, and I went to a game in 16. But fantastic. It would be a fantastic place to go to school, but they still haven't learned the forward pass.
Yeah.
I mean, it's incredible. Like, the SEC was
Army and Navy figured it out before Florida figured it out.
The SEC was such a joke, like not having quarterbacks. Now, I mean, obviously they have the last 10 years since I've left, but like, Florida is so embarrassingly embarrassing on offense, and they have been since Tim Tebow was there. They have not been good. And it's not like they don't have the school, they don't have the funds, they don't have the alumni, they have everything, and they just can't get it together. They can't get the coach right. It's incredible, and there's no reason. Now, I'm not gonna say. I think I was talking about this with Jarrell. Like, true or false, Texas should be the Alabama of college football.
Yeah,
1,000%. 1,000%.
Yeah, and I mean.
Yeah. Have you guys ever been to Tuscaloosa?
I have not.
It's horrible. I went to a basketball tournament there once. It is the goddamn worst.
If you are on campus, Tuscaloosa is probably the nicest place you've ever been to. I mean, it's pristine.
Is it really?
It's fucking gorgeous. Beautiful. Big trees. Beautiful, right? As soon as you step foot off of campus, you're looking at like a Motel 6 and like a Cracker Barrel, maybe.
So how people say, like, if you're in Atlanta, you're in Atlanta, and then you leave the county and the rest of the state is Georgia. If you are at Alabama University, you are there.
Yeah.
The second you step out, you are inside Alabama.
Yeah, it's awful. It's terrible. Man, little sidetrack. I just had to tell the story because this always pissed me off. I was in Tuscaloosa for work. There's our manufacturing plant.
Random.
Yeah, our manufacturing plant was like outside of the city limits of Tuscaloosa. There's one rickety little bridge, and you have to get over it to be able to get to this little town. And to get over that bridge, you have to pay a toll of $1.25 cash.
Mm-hmm.
I don't carry cash, so I get up to the toll, and she said, "You're gonna have to turn back around. You're gonna have to go down to the ATM that's about 2 miles down."
I'll just take the ticket at that point, because hopefully the ticket's like $25.
$30.
They don't have tickets. You can't get through. They won't let people through without the cash, and it's $1.25. So even if I had $1.
So is there like a warning, like, you know, when you come across when you're coming up to a Buc-ee's, like 15 miles before, you know it's coming?
No, I had no idea. And, like we got to this, and it was me and like two of the other guys that I was traveling with for work, and we were both just like, I didn't see a sign, and like, so we drove down the road, tried to look for nothing, not a fucking thing. So I hate Alabama for that, but anyways, and so I just imagine like if I'm a big time recruit and I go to Austin and I go to Tuscaloosa, that's a pretty easy answer for me.
I understand where you're coming from, and I had a conversation with.
Are you really going to slander the place where you live, bro? Are you really going to do that?
No. I'm giving kind of a perspective. So obviously we mentioned him a lot on like Derek, big time recruit out of high school, and like we had art class together, me, Willie, and Derek, and was like, dude, why you want to try like going to UConn, or like why are you even visiting UConn? That's whack. Like, you really want to go there? And his exact words, I don't give a fuck about where I go. I just want to make the league. And that's what big recruits care about. They don't give a shit about the campus lifestyle. I'm sure that's a bonus, but it's more like, what can you give me now? What are you preparing me for? That's more. I mean, now NIL, of course, but back in 05, like big recruits don't give a shit about that. They just want to get to the league, and I mean, they're gonna get laid everywhere. They're gonna party everywhere, so that doesn't matter. So,
but still, Tuscaloosa is just a shithole.
Yeah,
it's every SEC school is like that. University of Florida's gorgeous campus. Gainesville's pretty whack. I said like the sickest SEC school city is Vanderbilt in Nashville.
Yeah.
Let me ask.
Every other one's the same. Yeah.
Why is it then, if all of these cities suck so bad, why USC, Miami, why Texas, why all these places aren't higher than the Alabamas, the Georgias? Like, it kind of makes.
So I've heard of this, and I know why. So so go to the big cities. How many different options for sports do you have?
A lot.
You go down south. How many options do you really have?
Nothing.
Well, and so another part of what you just said that I've heard is, so like SMU. SMU was giving out money left and right. The biggest problem they had is they had 4 major newspapers in the area. So it was like, Alabama, you can control the one little media outlet that's in the area, but at SMU, fucking Skip Bayless. How is he still alive at this point? Skip Bayless over here riding a goddamn bike trying to take down stories. It's crazy. All right, before we close out this segment, any baseball thoughts?
Yeah, this has been like the best postseason we've had in like 10 years. I mean, just for who's in it and who you could have as a World Series. I mean, I don't really care for the best of 5. I think a best of 7 is probably your best bet, but whatever. That's just kind of picking nits at that point. But I think it's been really fun. I've been more intrigued this postseason than I have in quite some time, probably.
Well, so the Rangers won it last year. If you listen to our last episode,
this guy.
But no, I want the Dodgers and Yankees. Flat out. That's it. As long as those two make it, I don't care. Let's see.
I mean, Mets Yankees would be like a cool consolation prize because you get the Subway Series again. But like Dodgers Yankees, you get that. MLB's happy. Viewers are happy. Everyone's happy. Like, who cares who wins at that point?
You get Ohtani, you get Judge, you get the 2 best players in baseball facing off in the World Series. And I don't see where you go wrong.
You get the 2 highest payrolls, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So Dodgers are up 8-0 in the bottom of the ninth. So going up 2-1.
What are the what's the live line? What can we make off?
I don't know, dude. I'm not gonna look that up.
By
the time I pull it up.
All right, so I really miss basketball. Basketball is my thing. Basketball is our thing. Basketball is everybody's thing.
Yeah,
Matt,
buddy.
I'm going to let you go ahead and take it from here. What do we got going on right now?
All right, so we're just going to count down our top 20 players for this year and only this year. We're not going to be like, oh, he could be this or that. Like, just this year. If you were drafting a team, or basically just this year, ranking players for this year. That's it. That's all this is. Nothing more complicated. If you want to read more into it and
take Bronny James as like, yeah, he's gonna protect that. That's the only mention of that we'll do. But yeah, that's all it is. Then we all got our list of 20. And if someone has somebody higher than the others, we'll just wait until that time to do it. But that's pretty much it, man.
All right.
Really-
So Matt, we'll go ahead and let you
really-
kick it off. Oh,
I'm really
go ahead.
excited for the day that Matt gets aggregated and says something about how he left Bronny James out of his top 50 and how disrespectful it is.
Low
All right.
key, low key.
We'll get there. We'll get
All
there.
right, I'll start with my number 20 player this year. Now, I've seen the other lists have come out, and this is higher than he has on those lists. But I got Banchero number 20, and I was like trying to think of something like, so he's progressively gotten better, more assists, he shot the ball better going into his third year, but he kind of has. This is not an insult. This is a compliment. But he's kind of got that Trevor Lawrence thing where he looks the part really, really well. Does that make sense, Jarrell? I know me and you talked about that. Yeah.
Yes.
But he plays the part. But
he does play the part.
Yeah.
Now I think top 20 in the league. It feels right to me. I think the Ringer had him 28. I think ESPN had him 29.
24.
But 20, okay, 24. 20 feels right to me, and I think he is probably a safe bet to be in the top 15 next year. Maybe that's too big of a leap because
I don't think so.
But I mean, what's not
So-
to like? He's a do everything forward.
He's the number one option on a playoff team. He's going to take another leap forward because he's just getting nothing but better and better. So this is when you look for him to make a leap into top 15, looking at all NBA possibilities.
So Matt, when you gave us this,
Uh-huh.
I had him at 19. I had him between,
Okay.
which is wild. I have him better than Bam, and I have him not as good as Donovan Mitchell at 18.
Okay, Michael, who'd you have at 20?
20, I had Tyrese Maxey.
I don't have him in my top 20.
Really?
No.
What?
Oh, interesting.
What?
Okay.
No.
Why not?
Mhm.
What do you not? Okay. So
I have him
I'll
at
start-
17. I'll just say that right now. At 17, he's already my 17.
I'll start with what I like about him, and then Matt, you can tell us about
Mhm.
maybe the other side of the fence.
Okay.
I really like that he's a great ball handler, great scorer. He's not afraid to take a shot. He's also not afraid to make the right pass. He's going to get Embiid involved in the game, but there's going to be nights where he's going to get 50, 55, and he's going to put in some effort on defense. If he learned how to do that, maybe he could get up into the top 15, top 10. But I mean, what else do you want in a two guard? Well, besides the fact that he's a point guard, but he's really a two guard. I mean, that's just how he plays.
To me,
you think he
he's
can be top 10?
Top 15.
Okay.
I think he can get up there.
right now, Matt, to me, he's one of the 5 best downhill players in the NBA.
I'm not debating that at all.
Well, and that's what a lot of the league comes down to right now is, are you a downhill player? Are you a great shooter?
Yeah.
And he has figured out that he can get to the rack whenever the fuck he feels like it.
Yeah.
So
And he's got Paul George to play off of now too, which, well, we'll see how that goes. But
already
not
a
gonna work.
bone bruise. Already a
not
bone
gonna
bruise.
No, it was a hyperextension.
yeah, totally, absolutely. Yeah, he's
Yep,
definitely
yep.
not hurt already. There's
He's
no
not
way.
going to miss the first 3 weeks of the season or anything.
Maybe it's not fair, but I'm giving him a
Racist
downgrade based on
bias?
his team. I think his team is. I'm
Oh, yeah.
really bearish on his team. Embiid is. I mean, you'll see where I rank him. I think I'm way too nice with his ranking. I don't have Paul George in the top 20.
No, you shouldn't.
I just think his stats might be out of control this year just for the simple fact he might be the only one. So maybe in that sense, I guess the ceiling of his team isn't going to be as high, and I guess I just gave him a Sixers dip.
So exercise-wise, I have him over Banchero, just simply off of consistency. And
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, And like with Banchero, I'm ranking him more off of what he can be this year or what he might be this year, not of what we've seen, but what we will see.
And
I mean,
see, Matt, like you put Paolo there, I really like him. Like they came out with something today. He has better stats to this point in his career than Carmelo did, and Carmelo is one of my favorite players ever. So I get it.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are talking me into him. Maybe I'm being too harsh on him because he's a Sixer. I will concede that. All right, let's go to
19. What do you got at 19?
Just Donovan Mitchell. I don't feel like I need to explain this. I think it feels right for him. I've never been a fan, but he is a dude who can win a playoff series for you. That's basically all I got to say about him. I said I've never been that much of a fan of his.
Yeah, I got him at 18. I mean, if he explodes on any given night, you have a chance to win. That's about the best you can really say about it. And if it's a game 7 elimination and he goes for 50 and you win the game, you are happy. But I don't think it's LeBron going for 50 where it's just like he's going to dominate in game 6 and close the shit out.
Yeah, undersized 2-guard. Ceiling with him is going to be a conference finals, which is fine. I think that's good enough for Cleveland.
Yep.
Okay, sounds good. All right, so 18. This is probably where. All right, what do you guys have at 18? Let's go with that. I know I probably have this guy ranked higher than you guys. So,
well, like I said, I had Bam, I had Paolo, and then I had Donovan Mitchell. So,
who you got, Mike, at 18?
I had Bam. Adebayo.
And Bam's just kind of a boring pick. I have him at 17. We don't really need to cover him. He is what he is. He's a solid offensive player. He's a great defensive player. He's an all NBA guy.
If you have him, you're competing for a championship.
I'd love to see him
that far, but he is a top 20 player in the league.
I'd love to see him with Jimmy Butler healthy for a full season. I don't feel like that's too much.
Any of you guys have Butler in there?
Okay.
No. Okay.
No,
So
I wish I could.
Because he's going to play 50 games like that. That's just what he's going to do. Like,
Okay. I don't know. I wish Willie was on the pod. This is like probably one of the 5 nicest things I've ever said to him. I had De'Aaron Fox at 18.
At 18?
Yeah.
That's not bad. I mean, that is
every time I watch him, I'm more and more impressed with him. His numbers were good. I think he was averaging 30 points through the first half of the season last year. He did slow down in the playoffs. I love the DeRozan addition. He just seems like he's ageless. He's just going to be him forever. I like the Kings. I think obviously they have a very, very hard ceiling. Like maybe the 5th best team in the West if everything works out. That just speaks to how deep the West is.
Yeah.
I think he makes an All NBA team this year.
You think so?
I do.
And that's your, what did you have? That's 18?
18, yeah.
De'Aaron
Fox.
So I'm going to go the exact opposite of that. That's where I put Kyrie.
Are you? Oh my god.
Oh.
Well, I definitely don't have Kyrie in the top 20.
That is wild.
Okay, that is wild.
What is wild?
You
about
said
it?
Not in the top 20. I said wild, disrespectful. Okay, this is gonna be a good fight. Let's go ahead and talk about Kyrie Irving here for a little bit.
What did he do wrong last year?
Matt, what did he do wrong last year?
Oh, he showed up. He did what he's supposed to do last year. I still am waiting for the shoe to drop with him. It hasn't on the Mavericks, luckily. But we're only 2 years removed from him doing ridiculous shit for the Nets, correct?
At some point, he's going to say he smoked meth with the Bigfoot. At some point, he's going to do that. Sure.
He's not in a major city. He's not in a major basketball sports town. That blow up's not going to happen because he'll say it. And then, John McFunface from the Denver Post is going to be like, I'm not going to write that. That doesn't sound like fun. And then he's still playing. When he first started with the Dallas, first season with Dallas, 27, 6 dimes, 5 rebounds. Last season, 25.5 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. Wow.
I had
Fucking
Kyrie.
beautiful.
I have Kyrie at 12 on my list, Matt.
Thank
I
you.
think you are a little
Thank you.
out of your mind here.
I guess I probably just bumped him for Fox and Paolo because everybody else in the top 20 will probably be pretty unanimous with what you guys have.
Yeah.
So I think Fox and the Kyrie. So you might have gave Kyrie the Knicks, where me and Michael are a little more. I don't know where Michael put him on his list, but I have him at about 12.
Who's that?
Who, Kyrie?
Brunson?
Kyrie.
Kyrie, this is where I put Kyrie.
12.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, well.
I mean,
Maybe.
he put like it's not that he's not productive on the court. It's all the bullshit off the court. And
It's you're always waiting for the breakdown. Like that's
You
what
are.
it is with Kyrie. He is amazing, but you're always waiting for his brain to break.
Okay, well. All right, let's see here. So my next. Really?
kind of threw you up on that one.
12? 12? Unbelievable. Okay.
I mean, I don't have him near that high, but
Okay, so we're on excuse me. 16 I have 80.
That's about. I had him at 15, but 16, 15. Yeah.
I'm at 16.
Okay, we don't he played all last year. He was great last year. The Lakers
see if
have
he
a
does
very
it again.
limited ceiling. Yeah. 15's boring too. I have Devin Booker. It feels right.
Oh
I
my
think-
god. Yeah, that one was a dead on one. I had him
Yeah.
right at 15. I'm like, I can't go any higher.
I had him
mean-
at 14, but yeah.
Yeah, loved him in the Olympics. He's fun to. There's not much to say about Devin Booker. He's not an interesting one. Okay, so we're good on that. All right, 14. What do you have at 14?
I have Tyrese Halliburton.
Okay, so I don't have Halliburton in the top 20.
You don't have okay. You're
Huh?
a Pacers fan. You're a Pacers
so-
fan, so I guess I got to take
so-
this.
Is
Where
that,
I
is
was
that because
wrong
he
with-
was second half of last year? Is that
He was not good the last 50 games of the year.
no? But that's because he was hurt. He was
Yeah,
hurt
no, I
second
get
half
that.
of the
I get that.
Yeah.
Everything
We don't
we had
have
a
him.
perfect season last year as the Pacers. But a lot of breaks. We made a championship of the in-season tournament, which they're going to rename
Congrats
that,
on
right?
that.
Yeah, thank you. I felt it had to be mentioned.
Hey, the champs over here. Let's go.
He,
Raise that
he-
banner, baby. Put the
I
banner.
love
up.
Halliburton. I just don't think he's a top 20 player as I
Oh.
have right now.
Okay.
Who do you have at 14, Mike?
That's where I had Halliburton.
Okay, and what'd you have at 14?
No,
bro?
sorry, no. At 14, I have Jaylen Brown, and then at 13, I have Halliburton.
Okay. So Halliburton's 13. Okay, so 14, I have Ja. And Ja should have been in the top 10 if it wasn't for his bullshit. So I'm giving him the big bump this year. He's gonna be buttoned up. He's gonna be the Ja Morant we've wanted him to be. He should be right around where Ant and SGA in that range, but he's not. I have him at 14.
Basically 2 years off
Yeah.
since he's played like a meaningful game of basketball.
Right.
My
But I have him
top 10 is
14.
going to piss people off. So
I mean, I thought I was gonna overshoot Jarrell, but I didn't overshoot you with Ja.
oh no.
I don't have him.
Okay.
I don't have him in my top 20.
I think that's fair. I thought I was being
No.
generous, and I've been a Ja kind of on the
No.
fence guy.
Now,
Okay.
hold on. Now, since day one, I've been a Ja Morant guy. Even before he was drafted, I was a Ja Morant guy.
Me and you both
Right.
were both.
I've
where
been
everybody
definitely
was like-
the distant person on it. Yeah.
I
everybody
am
was
not.
like Zion, and me and you both
No.
were like Ja.
No, we saw it. We saw it, and I still see it.
Okay.
I'm just going off what I know, what I can see, what I can watch.
DA,
And-
devil's advocate.
That's fair. That's fair. Super healthy now. I understand it. And like he's gone through a lot, and I remember being in my younger 20s. Like I would have been afraid to flash a piece on Instagram Live when I was 22, but he's getting older. I get it. Really do.
Should have done Snapchat.
I just worry 2 years removed from a meaningful game of basketball. It's going to take him a lot of time to get back into the swing of things.
So is he going to Deshaun Watson?
No.
Okay.
I'm just saying it's going to be a slow roll to get him back up to speed, which might affect some of the
So if the
numbers.
exercise was top 30, would you have done top 30?
No, yeah, I
Okay.
just off principle, he's top 25 no matter what. But like, it's hard for me to put him in my top 10, top 5, anything like that when it's been some time.
Oh
That's
my
okay.
god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh, I'm hurting right now. Like my inside.
All right,
Okay,
Jarrell.
I'm gonna
we're gonna do
withhold-
around the horn and mute you for a second. I'm just gonna talk to Michael. All right, Mike. So let's see here. Jarrell, over under 7.5. Where does he have John Morant?
Under. I think he has John as top 5.
Oh shit. Okay.
I really
was
do.
Dude, I honestly thought he was gonna have it around where I had it, but so
Yeah.
I
I see, like, I probably would have put him like 14, 13 if it hadn't been 2 years. But that's all I'm gonna say.
yes. No, that's fair. All right, Jarrell, you can come back, dude. Where'd he go?
I don't know. I think he left. I think we lost
All
him.
right. All right. Well, we'll just continue. So 13, I have.
Isn't he also coming off of shoulder surgery on his shooting arm?
Dude, he's straight. He's healthy. He's 100% healthy going into this year. Yeah, I saw Jarrell in the background.
Okay.
Are you lighting
saying.
up, dude?
I have my question. That's all I can
Okay.
say.
13, I have Jaylen Brown. That feels absolutely correct for him.
Perfect.
I
what's
don't
funny,
want
I think probably all of us have him at 13.
I don't want to hear the narrative that he's gonna be so upset about the Olympics and all that shit.
He just won a ring. What are you mad
Yeah.
about?
I think he's gonna be fine.
He saw
Yeah.
Jason Tatum have an awful time riding the bench. Like, why the fuck would you want to do that?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'd be good with it.
I think the Olympics would be fun to go to regardless. I think that was much ado about nothing. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So 12. What you have at 12, Mike?
Jalen Brunson. That's right where he goes.
I have
Just
him
right
at
in
11.
that little 12 spot. He's almost
Jay-
top 10. If he was a little bit taller, he'd be top 10. But sorry, Jalen Brunson. That's where you go.
I had Brunson at 11. So,
Yeah.
like I
Okay.
said, Kyrie at 12, Brunson at 11. Yeah.
Who do you have at 12, Jarrell?
Kyrie.
Oh, fuck me. Okay, whatever. So I have LeBron at 12.
Huh.
Mm.
Yeah.
Whoa, that's funny. The LeBron guy. Okay. Okay.
So the dude's gonna be 40 this year in December.
Mhm.
He's still gonna average whatever 28, 7, and 8, whatever it is. I don't know. Like, do we have much confidence in the Lakers? No, not really. LeBron's still gonna do LeBron things, but he's gonna be 40. And what's the incentive for him to just to put that scoring record out of reach? Basically, even more.
I have no idea. I don't know. To play with his boy that's going to be in the G League by
Which is
Halloween.
cool. Whatever. He's a fucking
Yeah.
second round pick.
Like, that's fine.
Okay, so yeah. So you guys both have LeBron in your top 10?
Yeah.
I don't. I have LeBron at 11, just out of spite.
Okay.
Because fuck that guy.
Wow,
I
look at you.
have him at 9. So
That's fair. We all have him around the same spot.
When we get later, and I'll tell what I wanted to do, but that felt like a cop out.
Okay.
11, I had Brunson. Brunson's awesome. I don't know. I feel like I should like the Knicks more, but I just don't.
Yeah.
They're the Cowboys. And you know what? I
It
never
is.
liked,
play.
I never liked
100% they're the
Villanova
Cowboys.
either.
Hmm.
What?
That's-
I'm so mad they did this DiVincenzo thing. I'm so
I-
mad about it.
I don't know. It's cool.
So-
but-
Maybe I'm by. So Jay Wright is one coach that I've actually talked to. So maybe I'm a little biased. Like I thought the Nova thing has been cool this whole time. So maybe I'm a little slanted here.
I was out on Nova when they ran a 4-point guard lineup, and that just, bro, that got me so furious. I was so mad. I
4-point
thought that was-
guards with a 6'8" center that played point
Yeah.
guard. Basically, I loved it.
Yeah,
I loved
I
it.
thought that was the most disrespectful thing I'd ever seen on a college
So
basketball.
was it Scotty Reynolds? What's the dude nobody hates that flops? I can't think of his name right now.
Vent.
Kyle Lowry.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kyle Lowry.
Yeah.
I can't think of anybody else on that team.
That pissed me off to no end. I was like, what? Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Let's put 4 playmakers on the same court that don't want to like without a score. Like what? Whatever. Okay.
It was amazing basketball.
I
But-
think I'm cool. I think I'm cool with the Knicks being like the Cowboys, like being competitive in the regular season and then just, washing out in the playoffs. I'm cool with
I
that.
want to. I like seeing them in a conference finals, and that's when they lose. I think that's when it's perfect time for them to lose.
Okay.
All right. Let's get to the top 10. So this one I'm anticipating this pick I have at 10. I think we'll have a big variance on it. Jarrell, who do you have at 10?
Katie.
Okay. I have KD at 6. That's probably way too high, but that's fine. Michael, who do you have at 10?
I had Jason Tatum.
Shit. I have Tatum at 5. Wow. Okay. So, wow. Okay. We're all over this top 10 is going to be interesting. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 10, I don't feel great about it, but man, the more I look at this, he should be up higher, but I have Ant at 10.
Ooh,
Wow.
Matthew.
Wow.
Matthew.
No.
Really?
Like I said, I don't feel great about it.
Where's my bell? I need a bell so I can walk behind you
what-
and just say
So
shame.
Mike-
Shame.
I just want to get to number 9. Okay. Like we can talk about
Okay.
Ant when we get to you guys.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
fine.
So who do you guys have at 9?
Steph Curry.
I had LeBron at 9, and I had Steph at 10.
Yeah.
Okay. I got Steph at 7.
Or, I mean,
Okay,
I had KD at 10, Steph at 9, or LeBron at 9, and Steph at 8.
Okay. Number 9. This is the one I'm most excited to talk about. Okay, so let me paint you guys a picture. Okay.
Okay.
All right, Picasso, let's do this.
So this player could potentially, if we do everything correctly, he could win 6-man, most improved player, MVP, and defensive player of the year all this year.
Draymond Green.
No, Wemby, dude.
What?
You have
They-
him that high?
I have him at 9.
Really?
It's 'cause
Wow.
if I told you he made a 20% leap, would you be shocked?
I
No.
wouldn't be, but I put him at 21 just off of like
No.
age.
I mean, what he did in the Olympics.
Oh
was
my
very
God,
good.
Matt!
I
Matt,
have
you
him
came
at
out.
6.
You came out
You have
here.
him at 6? Okay.
Whoa.
I have him at 6.
Oh,
Not
you
bad.
guys came in with the hot takes. I didn't even put him in my top 20. I
Okay,
didn't even
so
think about him for my top 20.
Really?
Yeah, really. He's 20 years old.
I don't
You
give
have
a
fucking
fuck. Have you
Kyrie
seen
at fucking 14, and you don't have. Oh my God, that's
Oh.
embarrassing, Jarrell.
just
Oh
because
my-
he's 20 does not mean he's not like a top 5 like most dominant player on the court every time he plays.
But what,
Right?
like, so the
Right?
last time you watched him play basketball,
Question.
Michael, I
Let-
get it. I get it. I get where you're coming from. The last time you watched him play basketball in the Olympics,
Yeah.
how well did he do?
I mean,
he
did
only
just
had-
fine.
He had like 16 and 8, which is good, which is a
Mhm.
sign that he's ready for the higher levels of the NBA. So that's where he's in my top 25, but I didn't put him in my top 10.
I have him over Embiid.
Oh my God.
Wow,
Oh,
we
Am
are
I
all over
wrong?
the place.
Am
fellas.
I wrong?
No, you're not. So Chris Paul is going to help him make a huge leap. Last year he averaged
Thank
21,
you.
21, 11,
Maybe.
and almost 4. So this year,
Question.
is it out of question for him? Is it out of possibility for him to average 25, 12, and nearly 5 blocks a game?
No.
God.
None
I
of
don't
it's
wanna-
out of the question.
I
None
don't
of it's
wanna
out of the
hate-
question.
I don't want to hate the mate. Like, it's coming into this season. So I'm thinking, like, okay, I
And they
get
got
it.
Harrison Barnes too. So they have grown-ups on the team now.
They have
Harrison
an
Barnes.
NBA roster.
That's the first of all,
Bro.
timeout. Before we go any fucking
No.
further, I will not let Harrison Barnes being part of your goddamn argument.
wait
Never-
a second.
Never
Wait
in
a
the
second.
history
Wait a second. Wait a second. When you go from Jeremy Sochan as your point guard to a number 4 option is Harrison Barnes.
My
That's
blood is
worth mentioning.
oh, my blood. I can feel it. I'm gonna have a goddamn heart attack sitting
I just say he's
here.
a 4th option though. He's a 4th option. Like it's still, you got to look at it this way.
Matt, go ahead. Let me hear what you guys say.
No, hold on. So Wemby has a full year under his belt. And what was
Yes.
our biggest concern with him last year? Can he stay healthy?
Yeah.
He was
Okay.
healthy. He went through a
Okay.
whole Olympics just fine. He played against all of the best of the best, and he did just fine. He held his own. He did just fine. He's going to keep putting on weight, keep developing skill. He has an actual roster around him that's not role players that are making 12 million a year. Like they have
In-
legit. Hold on.
Okay.
You know I'm not a CP3 guy. You know
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah.
But
I
look
know.
at what he's done.
I
Look at what he's done to every single big man that he's been with.
Mhm.
Gotten them paid, gotten them fucking paid. And they're not even that good. And now he has an actual legit skilled person to play with.
I feel like I'm going fucking crazy here because I
That's fair.
literally put in the group chat today. I hate the Spurs, but I think the Spurs are going to be really fucking good this year. But legitimately, I could not do it with Wemby because I was like, he's too young.
I'm just if you ask me right now, if you said, okay, Michael, if I want you to have the most productive season this year, would you rather have Victor Wembanyama or Joel Embiid to be productive this season right now? Answer that question. And
see,
that's where you should put
that-
him. That's where you should put him on your top 20.
where you just said the Embiid part is the other part of my argument because remember last night I was like, oh, Embiid said he's not ever going to play a back-to-back again in his life.
He's not.
Oh, I boxed myself into a goddamn corner here.
You sure
Okay.
did. Because he's in your
Okay.
top 10, isn't he?
Oh my God. Continue.
So like the Spurs, they did that with Ginobili. He's the best six man of all time, which is the stupidest thing in the world. But
Whatever.
let's just do that with Wemby this year. They don't need to win the tip. It's not that important. But then just bring him on, and he could put up MVP numbers this year. He's gonna win. He's gonna win like 8 Defensive Player of the Year awards.
Yes. He will have a decade run of Defensive Player of the Year. That's my hot take.
So let me ask you this: if I gave you 2.5 MVPs, because 2 seems to be the ceiling number.
Yeah.
Over under on MVPs for him for his career. 2.5.
I'm going to get
Under.
out of this fucking segment with a win here. Michael, I'm talking to you right now. So, just so we're clear here,
I'm saying under.
after this whole conversation,
Yeah.
Matthew Santos is no longer a Pistons fan or a Pacers fan, right?
A Pacers fan. No, he's a Spurs fan.
He's a Stockholm
Get the
syndrome
fuck
Spurs
outta
fan.
here.
After this whole
Matt,
segment,
it's okay. It's okay. Hey, I'm keeping up with the Nuggets over here. It's okay, Matt. It's okay. Just admit to it. It's okay.
And you've had longer in the whole stew.
Terrell, I've basically been a satellite Lakers fan the last 7-8 years.
Oh my God.
Now,
No,
That is true.
I think it does say a lot though when you're okay with putting Wemby this high, and then you don't put Halliburton on your top 20. I mean,
and you
fuck
left
yeah.
LeBron out of the
That,
top
yeah.
10.
LeBron's out of the top 10. I mean,
out of the top
I was being
10.
objective.
Yeah.
yeah.
I want to put Wemby higher. Like his
Yeah.
ceiling is just stupid.
I feel like I have him at 7, but I feel like I should put him in the top 5. But I didn't just because that
I
wouldn't
felt
make
really
sense.
good about my 9. Man,
I
I
won my
I
argument.
did not expect as much variance from us. I really
Oh
didn't.
my God.
On all
Okay,
that.
so Matt, who do you have at 8?
Number 8. I think we have Embiid, and I don't feel great about it.
I have him
That's
beat
right,
at
Adam.
8.
Loser.
He's fantastic when he plays in the first 40 games
Yeah.
of the season.
Sure.
He hasn't gotten to an Eastern Conference final.
He had one good game in the Olympics. Just
Is
happened to be the
he-
gold medal game.
Yep.
I don't know what to think of him.
Like I said, I
feel like
boxed
I
myself
have to
in.
say I like him, but in all reality, I don't really care for him. His game is just the short mid range and getting to the free throw line. It's fun when he actually starts to Shaq dominate type guys, but he never
He's
does
fantastic. No.
He's a
Brother-
less exciting Shaq. Like that's literally
No.
what he is. He's a way less exciting Shaq.
No.
I'm not going to say
I-
that. No.
I feel like that's disrespectful to Shaq. Putting them anywhere
Low
near the
key.
same
Hey,
conversation.
I'm Mr. Laker over here, and Shaq
Sure.
is one of my guys. But I give Embiid when he wants to dominate, he does. He's way lazier
Yeah.
than Shaq, which is crazy because Shaq is one of the laziest players of all time. And to say that you were lazier than Shaq was at his peak, that might be a problem.
My favorite thing about Embiid is his free throw shooting.
Yeah. Yeah. And he can hit a three.
All right,
When that's your
so-
number one skill, like that doesn't
I
bode
don't give
well.
a shit about his 3-point shooting. Okay, so let's get to 7. Mike, what do you have at 7?
That's where I have the alien.
All right, and Jarrell has him at 21. My God, Jarrell.
I
Like
think
not
I
even
have
on potential, dude.
I think I have a very practical list here. I think I
Sure.
have a very
Yeah.
practical list.
Yeah,
No,
it's
you don't. You have
practically
fucking
flawed.
Kyrie so high. Okay.
Kyrie has a resume. He has a resume.
We don't even know where you got Ja yet. Okay.
Oh,
All right. 7, I have Steph. I feel like that's fine for him.
I have Ja at 7.
Oh, okay.
Oh man, god damn it.
Yeah.
I was
Okay.
close. I was close.
All right. Go
Yeah.
ahead, Jarrell. Why do you have him at 7?
He had a whole season off. If he doesn't come out of this, and this is a lot of caveat here. If he doesn't come out of this situation,
Like Mike and I had with Wemby. Okay, go ahead.
if he doesn't come out of this situation better than he was going in, then there's a mental thing going on there, right? Last year, his injury, I don't feel like it was a real injury. I feel like the Memphis was like, oh, we're going to come out like 2-23 in his first 25 games sitting in the suspension. Let's just go ahead and sit him for the whole year. We'll completely get him healthy. Let him come back. I
He had
think
shoulder
he's
surgery.
exactly.
So I mean, he wasn't just benched.
But it was like, you know how sometimes they do the cleanup, like, oh, you have a little bit wrong in your knee, I'll clean it up. It could be a cleanup thing. And
I don't think it was a cleanup thing because they showed it. They showed the video. It got caught on the screen, and it.
a shoulder in there. I got a fucked up shoulder right now. I've still been playing I'm 35 years old. I played men's league. I'm sore right now. It's my hamstrings that are sore. My shoulder. I've had my shoulders done. It's my hamstrings that hurt me right now. I think Ja's going to come out with a fucking vengeance this year. Zach Edey looks good in preseason. Everybody said Zach Edey was going to be shit.
He really does look good.
He looks amazing. Well, not amazing. He looks serviceable for. He looks like when Steven Adams can't play, he's going to be a good replacement for Steven Adams.
I don't think Steven Adams is on the roster anymore.
Oh, he's not. You're right.
I think he's a replacement for Steven Adams.
So
which means he's going to be starting. I don't know.
So I mean, is asking a lot, but he looks good. He does look good so far.
I love Ja. I really do. I really hope it works. I really hope he turns it around. I hope he gets his shit together. I just don't have very much faith right now.
Now, here's my other thing is how much do you want him to get his shit together?
Well, and that's the thing.
Because like Allen Iverson, there's a little bit of crazy in there that you need to be that goddamn good.
Well, especially for the way that he plays too. He just throws his body into the lane and he's okay with whatever happens. And so you do have to have I mean more of like, you know, when you got that buddy that just can't stop firing off like tweets that they shouldn't be firing off or saying some, you know, just needs a handler. Give him a handler. That's all. Like, don't change who you are. Just change what you throw out there. That's all. You know, they'd be all right.
Yeah, you think his dad would be that guy, but
no, you don't want his dad to be that guy.
You do not want his mom in particular, even. Nope.
No, it's got to be outside.
So
it's got to be like a
the first 20 games we're gonna know.
Right? For sure. I think first 10 games we'll know if he's gonna be back.
What's crazy? So if I said to you right now that I have Zion Williamson at 35 and I have Ja at 7, would you think that's out of place at all?
No. I think you're leaning in way too much into your unknown brand that we know.
Fair enough. But
that's your Skip Bayless ranking right there.
But I have Zion hovering around 30. I have zero faith in Zion.
None. That fool will probably have 3 more kids before he gets an NBA title.
Ooh. What about this? Over under more kids than playoff appearances for Zion. Who you
would-
got?
That's a good bet. I would actually
Not over under,
if,
but you know what I mean.
if you gave me
I-
plus 150, I think I might.
Kids are easier
Kids are a lot.
to do than make the playoffs.
It is apparently, especially. Has he? How many playoff appearances does he have?
Zion?
Yeah, he doesn't-
When he has play-in appearances.
yeah.
Not the same.
Like he has to play. Like it can't just be his team making it. Like he has to play. Just one,
Yeah.
right?
I think so.
Yeah. He's got a long road ahead of him. He's
Okay.
got quite a few kids.
All right, so we're going to 6. I have KD, and where do you guys have KD?
I had him at 9.
I had him at 9.
I mean, at
Okay.
10. I'm at 10.
Okay, so I wanted to lump KD, Steph, and LeBron together just because of that Olympics.
Yeah.
I think I've told you guys. I think that was my peak basketball experience was watching those last 2 games of the Olympics. I don't think it
That was
gets
fun.
any better than that, especially
No.
for
No, not at all.
guys of our age, where it's like those are our like 3 dudes that are like
Those are our
that's
boys.
our generation.
Now,
that
I'll say
fucking killed it.
the Kobe Olympics was big for me.
Okay.
That was good. That was good. I get it.
We have a whole hour and a half episode arguing it. I get it. I got to stay on brand, Matt. You
Sure, that's
already
fine.
said I'm on brand.
That's fine.
I got to
That's
stay
fine.
on brand.
I said
It was-
I had my just initial reaction when you say Kobe is ugh. But
The eye-
no,
the
that was
eye
great.
roll
That
was
was great.
so disrespectful.
That was great.
So disrespectful.
But yeah, I wanted to lump those 3 together as like 7, 8, 9. I know I have LeBron lower, but I just felt like I didn't want to be ridiculously fanboy about it. KD, I don't know. He is what he is. Like he's fucking amazing. He has a weird legacy. I think Jarrell has that good exercise. Like if he plays career out 100 times, where does this rank? I feel like this is a bottom 15 career for him.
It's bottom 15 is letting him off easy. At that point.
Well, that's because the other 14, those are just with him like injury riddled in some way, shape, or
More
form,
injury
even more
Yeah.
so than he is now. Like,
Yeah, and LeBron, we can just do it for those 3 guys. LeBron's
For
probably
KD,
like 90, 95.
yeah,
for
95.
KD, this was the perfect combo of injury and drama. Like it was like he was just hurt enough for you to question it, and then he hopped to the Warriors. He left the
Yeah.
Warriors. He talked shit about the Warriors. It was like a lot of drama with it. So
Well, and the funniest thing about him is that, his big thing is that he's now he's a champion, right? And so no one can talk to him because he's a champion, but it's
and
it's one of the few championships that we're just kind of like, all right, dude, like
no one validated it
earned it.
whatsoever.
Like-
yeah.
That's fucking outta here.
Steph this is the best case scenario, right?
Oh,
For
without a
his
doubt.
career.
Yeah, this
Okay.
is number 1 of 100. Like this
For
is the
somebody to
best
start with the ankle injuries that he
Yeah.
had to the point that he's at,
Yep.
I think Steph, he's
if he
walking
had
on
his
the moon.
if he had his career 5 years beforehand, he would have been out of the league within 5 years.
yeah.
No
yeah.
doubt.
Yeah.
And we were just like, oh, remember that Davidson kid?
Yeah,
He
he
would
was
have
really
been-
fun.
He would have been like Gilbert Arenas.
No, he would have been like
You've been way worse than Gilbert Arenas.
fuck, who was that white kid? Jimmer Fredette?
Oh,
That's what
yeah.
he would have been.
Yeah,
That's what he would have been because he
the captain of our 3 versus 3 Olympic
3-on-3.
team.
the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to the top 5. So 5, I had Jason Tatum.
Can I give my number 6?
Oh,
Go
I'm
for it.
sorry. Go ahead.
And I wanted to make sure that I gave my number 6, who is ahead of KD in this list, and that is Ant-Man, Mr. Anthony Edwards. Thank
Fair
you.
enough. Okay.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Right there at 6 with you, bro. Right there.
Beautiful.
I still feel good about Wemby over Ant. I think those 2 should be higher, but
Fair. I might have messed up with the Wemby pick. I give you that.
yeah, you're more than 10 picks behind me and Michael. So yeah. Okay. Jarrell, who do you have number 5?
I have Luka Doncic.
Interesting.
I mean, I get it. To me, at the top 5 position, it's a fine line separating all of them, right?
Sure.
Mhm.
If you look at your 4, what is the difference between 4 and 5? Luka's the
Not
only one
much.
without a championship at this point.
No.
Honestly, the difference between my 4 and 5 is I just think 4 is a cooler player.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
But number 5's Tatum, so that's why that's not hard.
Fair. That's fair.
I mean, you probably could guess who number 4 is by just me saying that.
All right, go
Probably
for it.
SGA.
Yeah, it is SGA. Yeah.
And see, him and Luka, that's where I put SGA at 4 and Luka at 5.
That's fine. I think where do you have SG? You have SGA at 3, Jarrell?
I had him at 4, I had Luka at 5, and then we'll go.
Okay. Where'd you have SGA, Mike?
4. I had him at 4.
So we all have him at 4.
Yeah.
That's
I
awesome.
think that's fair. Right outside of the
Yeah.
top 3. I think that's about right where he should be.
I think our 5 position is where everyone's gonna get bogged down at. And or maybe I'm the one who's wrong here for putting Luka at 5, and you two might have the same person at 5.
Yeah. So okay, we all got Jokic number 1, right?
Yep.
What? I have Giannis at number 1.
Really?
Yes. I have Jokic at 2.
Can I ask why?
Yeah.
Like
Why?
what about Giannis that you
They
cool.
they have the same amount of rings. They have the same amount of MVP. Well, Jokic just
No.
got the 3rd MVP.
yeah,
Right.
So
sure. Last year.
yeah. So I forgot about that one. But if I were top 5 comes down to a lot of vibes for me, right?
Okay.
So you get up to the top 5. If we're at the park and you see Jokic and you see Giannis standing next to each other, which one are you going to pick?
That's racist.
Yeah, that's super racist and
Hold on,
prejudiced.
hold on, hold
I
on.
beat Michael to the comment.
Oh, sorry.
I'm just saying. And you've seen them both play before. Which one would you pick?
Oh, if I've seen them both play, I'm picking Jokic every time. I mean, like, bro, like he does a stupid old man game shit where like he'll throw it behind his back and it just goes in the hoop.
and see,
I want
like
that.
as a basketball nerd,
Sure.
I understand the old man thing. I get it.
Yeah.
But if I was just a casual, like, I gotta pick.
But we're not
between these two.
casuals, though. We're not casuals, Terrell. Also, as a basketball nerd, you should look at Giannis outside of the paint and think, maybe I'm not
why
too
can't,
excited
Why
about
can't you
that.
just Jokic is more reliable health
But
wise?
so
Health-wise.
you say look at Giannis outside the paint, and then I say look at Jokic on defense.
Sure.
Like you can nitpick either one of them. So maybe it is just a 1A, 1B thing.
Who's
Like
been
maybe
healthier, though? I mean, like that's
Yeah.
got to be taken in consideration too. Like last
This-
3
yeah.
years for Giannis, right?
this is the one time in history because Willie Reed's the example here. That body type does not stay in shape like this. I don't know what the fuck is going on with Giannis or with Jokic, but he is just like healthy.
He plays 75,
same.
77 games a year. Like
They're the
He's
they're
there,
the same
dude.
age.
yeah.
It is insane to me. It is insane.
But I mean, it's
All right.
I can just go off of what we've seen and what we've seen in the past 3 years, where Giannis has been hurt every single year towards the end of the season.
No.
Every single year.
With that being said, Mike, who do you have number 2?
I have Giannis too.
Yeah, I have Giannis too. And basically it came down to Jokic was my 1, Luka's 3 for me. Luka, God, how I'm going to speak about him is
I had a tough time with him in SGA. I did.
okay. I felt good. I think SGA was like I just had him at 4. It felt right. I didn't even think anything else about it.
Yeah.
Luka, I feel like consensus is he's the second best player, but Giannis plays his defense is so incredible. Luka couldn't even be bothered to play defense in the NBA Finals. I understand game 45 in January not D'ing up. That's fine. But in the NBA Finals, he was olaying guys to the basket.
Yeah.
And that just doesn't work for me. Like even Kyrie blocked a couple shots and D'd up in the finals, and he's a fucking turntable.
So
Luka
that's
quit.
where, to me, where you guys knocked, or well, Matt, you knocked Kyrie, right?
Right.
Kyrie showed up in the playoffs.
Yeah, he
That's
did.
why I gave him such a boost in the ranking.
I don't
Where
think,
Luka-
I mean, they were going to get steamrolled by Boston last year, anyways.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, they were. But the last vision I had of Luka was him flopping and then yelling at his ref to
Yep.
effing
Well,
overturn the call.
He's always yelling at his ref. That's his baseline activity. Besides
Well,
putting
and
the ball in the hoop.
Honestly, that's why I had a tough time putting him in top 4. I wanted to put him at 5 or 6, but I couldn't. Like he's more
despise
he's more
watching
skilled.
him play.
Yeah.
I hate watching him. Yeah.
It
It's
is
awful.
James Harden just a little bit bigger.
It is.
Like
It is.
No, we don't have
Bigger and
Harden in
wider.
there.
It is. I mean, it is.
I
like
had to Harden nowhere near my top 40. Really?
no.
Like
God, no.
I'm really
No.
over the James Harden
He's a
thing.
like he's a role player at this point. Like
And
it's okay. That's
Kawhi-
what happens.
Kawhi is like does not qualify.
I had Kawhi at 30.
I didn't,
Like
I
it-
didn't even put him on my list. Stupid fucking cocksucker.
I didn't even want to bother doing 30 and then dropping it down to 20 because I mean the one I feel bad about is Maxey. Like looking back on it, you guys convinced me of that, and I think Embiid is too high, and Wemby's too
Embiid's
low,
way too
and
high.
Ant's too low.
Yeah.
I
I
want to
missed
move.
on Wemby.
Yeah, I want to move
Wemby's
Embiid
missed.
down to 10 and Wemby and Amp up to 8 and 9. That's what I want to do.
Yeah.
Jarrell, you need to move Wemby up in the top 15.
I'll give him
You're
like a
ridiculous.
fourth. I'll switch him and Halliburton. That's what I'll
You
do.
have Halliburton Ford. Okay, that's cool.
Did anyone have you ever like I'm trying to put this in the right words. Has anyone ever just kind of like turned you off to their game potential, like what they're going to look like in the next 5 years, more than Luka did in that finals appearance? Because he just fucking quit. Like,
That was my
It was glossed over really quickly because the Olympics was so quick. Like right after that, we got into Team USA shit. But
it
he
was ugly,
fucking
dude.
quit.
It
quit.
was so ugly. And then like the tantrum, because it was such a fucking temper tantrum, dude. And like we said, we are fans. When I try to say like, oh, if I was just casual, and you checked me really quick, as a fan, watching someone throw a temper tantrum at the end of the game like that,
Yeah.
it is kind of ugly. I can't.
He just reeks of coach's kid. Like that's
Yeah.
what he reeks of.
I experienced Luca through the box scores. How's that?
That's
Fair
fair
enough.
And if you're
I don't
and
go
if
out of my
you're
way to
doing-
watch him play.
Like if you're doing that, and like you want to put him at like into your algorithm to set your lineup, that's perfect. That's beautiful. Like, that's what he's meant for. Like he is a statistical wet dream. That's what he is. But then when you watch him play, I couldn't imagine being a top 20 guy and thinking, I want to go play with that guy. Fuck no. There's no fucking way. But see, that's why someone like a Giannis or a Jokic or even an SGA, you're not going to see them quit. You're not going to see them throwing these big fucking temper tantrums on the sideline. But Luka's just that skilled that you kind of have to look past all of that because he put the ball in the bucket and get you the ball like right in your hands when you put them up.
It's insane.
Could you imagine a world where KD isn't over the line and Giannis doesn't have a title right now? Is he just far and away the number one player in the league? He's averaging 35, 6 blocks,
he's
8
pissed.
steals.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
I
think
now-
you have
I want
an
him
unsettled
to be like
Giannis.
that. Yeah, like Luka, I feel like he's just gonna come into the same way he's always been. He's
all out of
he's
shape.
He's
fat
a
as fuck.
better. He's a little bit better shooter. He's always gonna be a great scorer. His
Ah,
his numbers
care
are
less about
boringly
defense.
good, right?
Now,
But,
like I said, this comes down to my 100 times thing, right? If you played this thing 100 fucking times, I mean, honestly, I think KD has the most entertaining NBA arc ever. Even though I don't think it's his best, it's the most entertaining to me. Because
Is
I
this
think,
Luka's best or worst timeline?
I think if he goes to the Kings, it might be his best. I
Luka?
think it might. Yeah,
Why is he going to the Kings?
Well, because they
Because
should have drafted
Vivek?
him.
Vivek,
Oh,
Vladdy was
because
there at the time.
Gotcha.
They had
If he would
his
have stayed
coach,
there, if he would have
Igor.
stayed
Yeah.
there, gotcha.
Yeah.
I get what I thought you were talking about like now. Like
And now I think there's too much pressure. They're comparing him to Dirk.
All right, well,
I think
let's do the exercise real quick. So De'Aaron Fox is there first. They just draft him. And they kind of do the same thing with like what they did with Dennis Smith Jr. Okay, you're the lead guard. Luke is way better than you. Okay,
Yep.
who do they get for trading De'Aaron Fox? And then we're off. That's what.
Yeah.
That's basically how it goes.
That's what
So
it would have to be.
I think you could probably pull off Andrew Wiggins in Minnesota and a couple of other pieces to get De'Aaron Fox with another Kentucky guy with Carl
Why the
Anthony Towns.
fuck would you want? Why would
Wiggins?
Sacramento do that?
Yeah, They're
That's
really good
Wiggins?
at that point.
So you can have Wiggins and Luca together.
Might
That's
have to
true.
bookmark this and do this.
Yeah.
This
We can look back
hypothetical
on
Oh,
later
we
on.
got to do our what if trades. What if trades?
No,
will
we can
be
do our what if
amazing.
trades, and I love this 100 careers. Like I want to like what
I want to go down this
I
rabbit
don't
hole.
even know if we can imagine what does Wemby's top 10% career look like.
His top
what
10%.
he has right now. Because right
Is
now
it
he's
basically
in-
Tim Duncan
so yeah. So basically,
Yeah.
what he gets to do
with
right now
more
for the next
awards?
for this year and the next couple of years is he gets to develop. He doesn't have to
Uh-huh.
worry about winning because the West is fucking loaded.
Yeah.
And they're gonna put adults around him that'll teach him to be a professional, like the Spurs way. And then at some point though, Pop
Once
has to
that second
retire.
contract kicks in is when you start
Yeah,
killing.
That's when you start
Yeah.
balling. That's when you start winning.
Anyway, we can do the top 100 careers. That can be definitely a segment down the road, but I think we
can
we've
all
gone
pick it
for
We can
a
all
little
pick like
bit.
a lane.
yeah.
I like
Yeah,
that.
Jarrell can come with the ridiculous takes.
Oh, I got it every time. Every time.
I had an
Except
idea for you,
You
Michael.
keep saying
but
Jarrell
I-
comes
I
with
lost it.
ridiculous takes, but I feel like my Kobe take was 100% valid.
No, you come with ridiculous takes. It's absolutely
Yeah.
true. You
But
weren't
my-
offended when I said that. Like
My,
no, it's true.
my Kobe take is 100% valid.
Oh my
That's
god!
all I got.
Okay, fuck yeah, just yeah. Oh god, the Kobe
it-
thing. Yeah, I get it.
the-
Yeah,
What was the Kobe take again?
Is that Kobe is the best player of all time. That's all I
We're
got to
not doing
say.
that shit again. No, we're not.
All right. Well, if you want to end on that note, we can end.
We can end on that note. Jesus Christ.
All right. Thank you guys for listening to the Raymond Podcast. I'm Jarrell Nightshed. In San Antonio, once again, we got Matt Santos.
Yep.
And we in Denver, Colorado, we got Michael Rowland.
Last thing I have to say is I remember, I think it was probably on this podcast a year ago, maybe 2 years ago. But we did say something about, I remember when Luka, he was making a run in the playoffs and he didn't end it well. And then we said, okay, next year's when we're going to get the Luka MVP hype train going. And like they tried it first couple months and just no one picked up on it. It's like, gives me hope. It gives me faith. We might have like real basketball players winning awards again. And so hopefully we'll see. We'll see.
All right. We'll see you guys next year.
All right. See you next year.
Next year. All right, fellas. Y'all have a good night,
See
man.
you guys.